Welcome to the Pod-Key summary of Discover Generated Subtitles and Subtitle Styles from WWDC 2026. Apple is pushing subtitles in a very practical direction, generated right on the device, while the video is playing, with no server round trip and almost no extra work for app developers. The big idea is simple but useful. You can get live same-language captions from speech, translated subtitles from an existing subtitle track, and better in-app controls for picking and styling all of it. The headline here is that Apple's AI can create subtitles on the device itself as media plays. That means no server connection is required for the generation step, which is a pretty meaningful detail if you care about responsiveness, privacy, or just the basic fact that internet connections are not always having their best day. And these generated subtitles can appear automatically during playback, both for speech transcription and for language translation. There are really two lanes here, and it helps to separate them. For speech transcription, the device takes the audio track, runs it through an on-device speech-to-text model, and produces subtitles in the same language being spoken. So if the audio is in English, you get English subtitles generated from the audio itself. Translation works differently. In that case, the system starts with authored subtitles that already exist, say an English subtitle track, and runs those through an on-device translation model to create subtitles in another language, like Italian. So one path listens to speech, and the other rewrites an existing subtitle track into a new language. One of the more striking parts of this is how little implementation work Apple is asking for. The system can deliver generated subtitles automatically, and developers do not need extra API calls to make that happen. They mainly need to expose the subtitle selection UI, so people can actually choose what they want. And this is not limited to one narrow media setup. It applies across HTTP live streaming, video on demand, and file-based content. So if an app plays video, it can benefit from this without some giant rebuild, which is the kind of sentence developers like to hear. On the platform side, this starts with iOS and macOS 27, where English-to-English generated subtitles are supported. tvOS and visionOS 27 also include that capability. On top of that, the system can generate multiple target languages from English source subtitles, which matters a lot for content that exists, but never got a full set of localized subtitle tracks. If an app uses Apple's built-in player interfaces, a lot of the UI work is already handled. AV Player Control on iOS and AV Player View on macOS provide built-in subtitle selection menus and player controls, so developers do not need to build custom controls just to support this. If an app has its own player Chrome, there is also AV Legible Media Options menu controller, which gives subtitle selection without requiring the full player controls. And of course, developers can build a fully custom menu if that fits the app better. So the system is flexible here. You can take the ready-made route or do your own thing. There's also a thoughtful piece around subtitle appearance, which sounds small until you remember how many people immediately bump subtitle size or contrast the second they open a new app. Users can change subtitle appearance in the app through a style preview menu that mirrors the built-in and custom styles from the Settings app. The useful part is the live preview. You can see the selected style before committing to it, instead of toggling options and hoping for the best. On the implementation side, that preview can be done through AV Player Layers API using profile IDs or through AV Caption Runner. Developers can hide the current subtitles during preview and restore them afterward, so the whole thing stays clean rather than turning into text on top of more text. The accessibility upside is pretty direct. Generated subtitles can fill the gap when a video does not have a subtitle language the viewer understands. That could be a travel clip, a live sports stream, or a user-generated video that was never packaged with polished accessibility support in the first place. And the ability to change subtitle style on the fly helps people with visual impairments, while also helping anyone who just reads better with a different size, weight, or presentation. Sometimes accessibility features are also just better defaults for everybody, and subtitles are one of the clearest examples of that. So the short version is, Apple is making subtitles more automatic, more local, and a lot more usable without dumping extra complexity onto developers. For viewers, it means a better chance that the words on screen are actually there, actually readable, and actually in a language they can use. That's a pretty solid upgrade for something most people only notice when it's missing. This episode was generated by Podkey. Create your own at podkey.fm.